always those who are able to enjoy themselves when it comes to sexual escapades before marriage? Are they always the ones who have the best marriage because they think they can have all the sex positions and they can give all the techniques in the world? Think about it, and I'd like to know what you also think about, because I think that there's a modern day concept. There's this modern day concept of, I want to know if he's good in bed, and I want to know if she is good in bed before I give myself out. The entire month of August, we're going to be looking at the fact that we need to go the extra mile. And last week we talked about Simone Biles and what she did in order to get through and push herself to go that extra mile when she faced that emotional trauma. And sometimes, for a lot of us, we do face certain issues as well, and we are confronted with the situation of, I need to prove myself. I need to prove myself when I get married. What will be on that score sheet? What will be on that CV when it comes to sex positions or sex technique or sexology? So very funny enough, a lot of us young people, are getting into the trend of this modern day romance. You need to experiment. You need to take yourself on a test drive. You need to be able to know one or two things. You need to even know if that particular partner that you're going into the relationship with is a little, it's not a novice when it comes to the area of sex and bedmatics. You'd want to know if the person is good at kissing, good at something that you are interested in. And sometimes I think that the issue of drumming home the agenda, abstinence before sex, is not sinking in deep enough, because we keep talking, but a lot of us who keep sliding through the videos don't pay particular attention, and then we have faulty foundations. We enter into marriages and we find ourselves wanting. A lot of people are going through therapy, and I think it's good. If you're having challenges, certainly do take yourself in when we are talking about foundations for marriage and foundations for relationships. And so we keep getting it. You could be the one who tests and has a great, sex positions and sex techniques, and your partner also has the best sex techniques. But when you get into marriage, that particular hormone that is released because you're not married yet, that anxiety, that aura that encompasses dating and bed and all that, and because you say that bitter stolen water tastes sweet, but at the time where you enter into a marriage, it's no longer stolen, and you can do all the tricks, but it will still not suffice. So it's enough, but it's certainly not sufficient. And I think that we need to come to the place where in ourselves we know that we are human. We are not superhuman. We are not computers, and we are not dildos, to be able to give 100% orgasm or something to somebody that you are in love with. And so the most important thing that I think that you should note is that because you're human, you are absolutely insufficient. And that's why in the past month we talked about grace, to be able to help us in time of need. So when you enter into the relationship, then you begin to ginger up and learn to appreciate the concepts and context of bedmatics in the relationship. Is somebody picking something? Yes. So I think that is very important for us to identify with. Young people, don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. Don't let anything deceive you. Don't let the perception on social media cloud your judgment and damp your consciousness and conscience. Please, sex before marriage, each scripture has indicated that it is wrong. There are principles and guidelines to why, and understandings to why it is wrong. And I'll be explaining that in the coming week, where I'll be talking about premature ejaculation, and how sometimes men can handle it, and how wives can handle it, and why young people who are not even married are still experiencing it. But for today, I just want you to understand that, hey, you're not married yet. You're a virgin. Maybe you are 1 in 100, or maybe 100 in, you are part of the 100 in 1,000. Please keep it. Let that virginity, let it be that parish bowl that they've been talking about. Yes, it's okay. You enter into it as a novice, but you will absolutely learn how to, learn it, or how to, be that woman who is virtuous for your own husband. But for now, because 1 plus 1 is absolutely not equal to 2 when it comes to life, it doesn't necessarily mean that once you are a pro, in sex and bedmatics issues out of a marriage, you would be a pro when you come into the context of marriage. The variables are not the same. So please, just keep to your virtues and keep to your values if you've not already committed. But if you've committed, I think it's okay. Go back and practice secondary, tertiary virginity, and please be focused, because whatever we give, the world or the universe or God also gives back to us. So I hope that this one is blessing you this morning. I've talked about the concept of the what? The modern romance. Yes, the modern romance says that, let me know that you love me. Let me know that you are this. Let me see how good he is. Let me see how big his penis is. And let me see how tight the vagina is. But don't you think that once he's entered the 10 times before you get married, the vaginal elasticity, the wall elasticity will certainly vary? Please think about it. Till I come your way next week, remember, keep yourself and keep out of things that border on marriage once you've actually not committed to marry. If it's not on, it's certainly not in. Let it be your motto. And I know that God will give grace for you to overcome. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Remember to stick to the script. It's been me, Akosia Deborah, coming your way on your Reflections 101 show. Please remember, leave a comment behind. Give us a question. Send us a DM if you have any issues in sticking faithful or sticking committed to your virtues once you're in a relationship, and how your guy is pressurized. You'll be glad to, come around and then support you in that particular phase. Remember to share, and it will be a blessing to someone as well. Thank you all, and have a wonderful week. Goodbye.